Hey guys, just wanted to say I am sorry that I'm sorry that in the beginning of the video I'm like whispering. So yeah. Hey y'all. Sorry I have not made a worth watching video in a hot second. I honestly wasn't going to post anymore, but I'm bored and I don't know what else to do. So I decided that I would film myself restoring her. I'm not filming in my usual setup because my table was messy and I didn't want to clean it. So we're just gonna have to sit here on the floor in front of a shoe rack. But you know, that's okay. We are going to be storing this my Bling Bling Barbie styling head. Obviously, up in that corner it says Super Bling because I'm pretty sure this was the one sold in Europe. Because on the side of the box, there's also a bunch of different languages for absolutely everything that it says, which I have this doll in box. But it says My Bling Bling, and it has none of this. It just has it in English, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, here's just a little view of the box. You know, languages. I'm not bilingual. And yeah, I don't think there was anything else I really needed to say, but let's get her out of the box so you can see her without this awful glare, and I'll show you everything she comes with and everything we will be using to clean her up. Barbie! I'm back, and here she is. She's not in that bad of shape. Her hair is just clearly a hot mess, and she needs washed, and she has a mark on her face, which is very faint. I don't think you can see that very well, but I can, so it affects me in that way. So, she came with what I believe to be everything. A lot of her, like, hair clips. Actually, let's just go through what all she came with. Obviously she came with these two hair clips, both earrings, can't really see, this ring, bracelets, and little necklace. But what else she came with was this hair tie with this gem thingy on it, another bracelet with a gem thingy on it, a powder puff which releases glitter, which is just so nice because every time I touch it my hands are covered in glitter. Two more real metal rings, which is crazy because that would never be seen today. What I believe are to be two more hair clips, but the backings are just not there. Everything came matted in her hair when I got her, and she came from the UK, so it took her like over 2 weeks to get here, which is just so nice. Her box was like nice, like they packaged the box nice, they just didn't package the inside of the box like at all. Actually, yeah, they didn't package the inside of the box at all. She had no padding, she was just thrown in the box. Then she came with a comb, but it's broken. It was pictured broken, so I knew it was going to be broken. I can just super glue it. But I have this comb, like, not broken. All of her nails unused. Oh, I will not be using them, just because why would I? The kid that got her clearly didn't play with her at all. Well, she was clearly thrown somewhere. But, and then, basically the last thing, her hair crap, which looks to be unused. Oh, no. Ooh. No. Might throw that away, honestly. But, yeah, you know, I looked at the box and it expired in 2008, so it's great. Yeah. Now I'm going to turn her around so you can really get the visual of the back of her head. Yeah. Oh, it covers the whole screen. That's so nice. It's very thick. There's a Nylon variant, which I have, but I like Saran better just because it doesn't break as easily and you can actually do stuff with it without having to worry about breakage and stuff. Ooh. She lost an earring. Actually, if I could grab it. Here's how her earrings will look. They're just on a little clippy thing. And then her actual earrings are like that. And you just clip it on. You know, like that. Yeah. But yeah. I'm going to go set something up. Oh, my bad. I'm gonna go try to figure out how I'm gonna wash her because I don't really... Normally I wash these in the bathtub, but I don't really want to film in the bathtub. The lighting's gonna be awful and it's just not gonna be fun, fresh, or cute. But yeah, I'm gonna go figure this out, which will probably take me 30 minutes, but for you all a split second, because, you know, editing is just so nice. But yeah, I will be right back. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do before I restore her, just to make it a little easier, with these, what I like to do is I like to unscrew the arms. Oh, if you could see, from the, like, base thing, and then I like to unscrew this from her body, because you can see here you can, and it just makes it easier to, like, wash her, and it makes, like, washing and fixing up her hair easier, because she doesn't have these big old arms in the way. But, I don't know if you can hear it, but this arm, it's got a little rattly sound coming from it, so can't wait to see, ooh, God. Can't wait to see what is going on with that. So, yeah, I'm going to unscrew this, and yeah. So here she is after the fact. Those are holes where the screws went, so, yeah, can't really control the placement of that. But here are her arms. This arm, I don't know what that is. And sadly, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it out. So she might just have a awful rattle to her. Unless I, like, popped that out and, like, got in there. But, yeah. Pretty bad. And then here's her, like, torso thing. It's, like, really nasty because they put, like, gel or something, like, all over the bottoms of her arms and, like, onto this, I guess, so it can be, like, slick and, like, move around easily, but it just kind of made it gross and nasty, so probably a good thing, or, yeah, it's a good thing I, like, took it off. So if you, like, wash one of these up, I would recommend doing that, because, yeah, she's a gross girl. But now we are going to start washing her up, and the first thing I'm going to start with is her accessories, because I'm lazy, and I'm just going to show you a little hack that I'm going to do to make it to where I don't have to sit here and scrub down each individual accessory and just get it overall washed. It's not going to be, like, as cleansed as it would be if I were to, like, sit here and scrub it, but it's going to be, they're going to be clean enough to where I'm willing to, like, have them on her. But yeah, be right back. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of her accessories into this little container, fill it up with water, and then we're going to put dish soap in it and just kind of shake it up a good bit, and then just let it sit and really soak into everything. I don't know if I'm going to put this in there. I want to wash it, but I'm probably just going to wash it in a separate container because it, like, sheds glitter everywhere. And then I also don't think I'm going to put this in there. Also, when coming over here, we ran into a travesty, and 2 of the nails on this thing just fell off. So I decided I'm going to just use these nails on her when I finish, which could be fun. So I'll film myself putting those nails on her. Honestly, kind of wish it was like these or something. There's a bracelet like caught on it. How does, what? How does that even happen? Oh, kind of wish it was these because these are fun and fresh. But I guess we're just gonna have to use these kind of boring little pink ones. She did come with the stickers to put the nails on, and also the stickers for the nails, like where you can decorate the nails. I don't know if I'm going to decorate them because the stickers are kind of ugly. But yeah, I'll go put them in this container and just show you what I'm doing, I guess. And then with this, this has the little powder puff in it. I just sat it in this container and did the same thing I did with this, and I'm just going to let them sit for a little bit until I think they are ready to be taken out. Okay, I'm in my bathroom. Lighting's terrible, but I've got her set out, ready to be washed. Things I'm going to be using is the Dawn Power Wash stuff. I would use the liquid stuff, but we don't have any. But I would recommend using the liquid because it just is more helpful. A Scrub Mommy because she's a big girl and I'm not going to sit here with, you know, a toothbrush and scrubbing her each crevice down. That is too much work. But I have this for any like small crevices that I need to wash that this I don't think would be able to reach. Then I've got a hairbrush because I don't see why a lot of people with like these big dolls use a rat tail comb to detangle all of their hair. That takes hours, and you know, I don't want my video to be an hour long. And just using that after leaving conditioner sitting in her hair for like 20 minutes, like it just glides through it. So I don't know why you wouldn't just use a paddle brush. And then this is the conditioner I'm using, Tresemme. I love Tresemme. And then I don't know if I'm going to use the power wash to wash her hair. I'll probably try, but if I don't end up doing it, I'm just going to use the Tresemme shampoo. But I might just use, like I said, the dish soap, but I really don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna get started washing her up. If you see me taking her out of screen, it's because this is the bathtub, like behind her, the bathtub. Yeah, that's the bathtub. I'm gonna be like putting her in and out, getting her, you know, drenched because I need to wash her, obviously. But yeah, let's get started. Now that her hair and everything is clean, I'm going to move on to conditioning her hair. which this might take a hot second. Now I'm going to let the conditioner sit in her hair for a good like 20 minutes because her hair was really dry. And then I'm going to detangle it. And then sometimes if the hair afterwards feels like it would dry greasy, sometimes before I boil it or after, I shampoo it just to get like any like residue of the conditioner out of it so it won't make it greasy, but that's just personal preference. But yeah, I will be back in about 20-30 minutes. Okay, so here's how her hair turned out. It's 10 times better. You can actually run your fingers through it. And I fixed her part line mostly because I don't rethatch. I'm just gonna have it like that, which I think will be fine. But her hair turned out phenomenal. The ends are a little like scraggly, and she's got a bunch of longer bits that are just like stretched out hairs, and it's just bad. So I'm gonna cut off the longer bits and then boil all her hair, which will turn it pin straight and make it look and feel 10 times better, because it feels a lot better now, but when I like rinsed out all the conditioner, it felt like kind of dry and still like kind of musty. But right now I'm going to worry about that mark on her face, which I was going to try to get out with a magic eraser, but we don't have any. And then this little green mark on her chin, which I'm just going to be using nail polish remover to get that off, and hopefully if my fat fingers wouldn't get in the way, which will hopefully get that off her face, because I don't know what that is. It doesn't look deep. It's just a very faint like mark, and I don't know where it came from. But yeah, I will come back with the results of that. Okay, yeah, the acetone worked great. There's no mark on her face now, and there's no mark on her chin. So now we are going to move on to the boil wash, because she needs one really bad. These ends are really bad. You can't, that's just all like stretched, scraggly, nasty feeling hairs. So I'm going to wait to trim it after the boil so it stretches these back out. So I cut all of it off instead of like cutting some now, and then after the boil wash there'll be more. So I'm just gonna wait until... Oh, do y'all see that? That's insane. So I just made the decision that I'm not going to use her as the one that I have like on display, because when I get like duplicates and stuff, I like to use the one that is in like the most pristine condition, like hair wise, look wise, and everything, as the one I like put on display, obviously. And I can tell you right now, her hair is going to look phenomenal, but like you can kind of see it's like still kind of stringy, and it's like, it's going to turn out phenomenal. It's just not going to turn out nearly as good as... Hold on, let me show you the doll, because her hair is like phenomenal. I just filmed this whole part and it was like 2 minutes, and now I have to refilm it. But as you can see, her hair is just phenomenal. Like, it just flows beautifully. The ends aren't like crinkly. They're just straight. Hers is like... You can kind of see hers is longer, which I'm a fan of, but like it's kind of like crinkly, and I can tell like the ends aren't going to be as nice as hers, but I'm going to use her as the one that I put on display with all this one's stuff, and then I'm just going to have her like as a little extra one that I can like play with her hair and stuff, which her hair's longer, so I'd want to play with hers over hers anyway. But hers, I can just tell it's going to turn out great, but I can tell it's not going to turn out as good as hers, because her hair came like not played with like barely at all. Like, it was brushed a few times and then she was thrown in an attic. But hers was like in rough shape, more rough shape than I thought. Like, her ends are very like straggly and stuff. I cut off the longer bits, but I'm going to reboil her and then probably flat iron it a little bit just to keep it straight as possible, as straight as I can get it. But yeah. So little update, I filmed my outro and everything, but turns out this is definitely not saran, this is definitely nylon. My bad. The only reason I found that out is because it had a lot of nylon aspects. Like, if I would put barely any conditioner in it, it would dry extremely greasy, and then if I put none in it, it would dry very, very dry and gross. And then, we saw those stretched pieces that it had originally, which I feel like was another giveaway that this was not saran, because saran doesn't do that. If saran stretches, it snaps. This was stretched the heck out and ratty looking, and I took a flat iron that I got that I saw somebody else here on YouTube use on their dolls. It was like that flat pencil flat iron thingy. And I used it on the lowest setting, and I knew it had the potential to burn, so I cut off a very tiny, thin piece. And flat ironed it, and it didn't burn, it didn't singe, it didn't do anything. It straightened perfectly, so my guess is that this is definitely nylon. So, even though I already filmed, like, an outro with, like, how this hair turned out, I'm going to do another one, because her hair didn't turn out nearly as good as the other one, because she has nylon, and the other one, who I am displaying, most definitely has saran, which is why her hair turned out so phenomenal, and hers is, like, giving me issues. But that's okay, because now I can flat iron it, and it'll be fine, because you can't really do much to nylon. And it was doing that weird thing that happens when you, like, boil or wash nylon. It dries and starts getting, like, crinkly and big, and nasty, and you have to, like, rebrush it out, like, every, like, 30 minutes for it not to do that. But yeah, so I will give you all a little update when her hair is dry and straightened, because I just gave it its third boil, and I'm about to straighten it for the second time. But so this is her after I boiled it 3 times, and straightened it the first time, and then, I've washed it 3 times. Hold on. Her hair the first time was very dry and felt crispy. Sorry, she's, like, falling out of my hand. I can't get her in frame. But, her hair was really crispy the first time I washed it, so I decided to condition it, and then after conditioning it and letting it dry, it was then greasy. So I put, I got a bowl, filled it with hot water, and put a little shampoo in it, and then just dunked her hair in and out of it, and now it looks like this, and it looks really good. But, to make it just sleeker, and since it's nylon, I'm going to flat iron it with a pretty, I wouldn't say overkill item, but, like, it works great on nylon. Saran and stuff, it will burn because the lowest heat setting is not that low. But, I just want her hair to be a little more sleek because it's not bad at all. I just kind of want it to look a lot sleeker. And yeah, I might film a little bit of me doing that, but I'm just going to show you the flat iron and stuff that I'm going to use. I am outside, so ignore all the outside sounds like wind chimes, and lawnmowers. But here's how her hair turned out. It is, oh my god, literally phenomenal. Like, it looks so freaking good. Look at that. This side looks really good. This side looks kind of crinkly because there's a bunch of, like, from where she has a side part, there's a lot of, like, not like split ends, but, like, there's a lot more, like, see how this side's kind of, like, long looking, and then this side's, like, really layered? It's, like, layers. Like, there's a lot of, like, these little hairs sticking out from, like, the side part, which sucks, but, I mean, I don't really care, because otherwise that hair would not be the same length as the rest of the hair. But it turned out so nice. It did take me a hot second. Need to hurry up with this because it's about to storm. But her hair turned out so nice. It's glistening in the sun. But yeah, there's how her hair turned out. And then here is how she turned out. She looks basically the same as she did before, but she's got all her stuff, which I'm really happy about, like all her goods. I did put nails on her. I didn't film it, but I did put them on. Not much to film, honestly, because I'm sure you all know how to, like, the process of putting on press-on nails. But yeah, I think she looks great now, especially on top of my inbox one. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you all really enjoyed it. Making it was a little stressful because I didn't like the, I didn't like having to make it in the bathroom. All of my other videos, I was just making it, like, in the sink where, like, all of my TikToks are, and the bathroom is, like, not the greatest place I wanted to film, especially not being in the sink and having to be on the floor beside the bathtub, because I didn't really want to film inside the bathtub, because I know for a fact my phone would have fallen in. But yeah, if you liked this video, you should definitely gives it a thumbs up. And maybe I'll consider this not being one of my last restoration videos. I have 3 fashionista Barbies that I need to fix that have been sitting downstairs for months. So if you all want to see that video, tell me and I might make it. And hopefully it will be out before, you know, June. I love when my phone is just, like, over here. Like, oh yeah, look at her. Great. But yeah. If you aren't already, you should subscribe. I hate when people say that because half the time, oh my god, can my phone, like, not? I hate when people say that a lot of the time because I used to be that person who would just watch YouTube without an account because I was, like, a child, and they would say, like, oh yeah, subscribe, like, if you're not, you're fake, and it's like, I'm sorry, I don't have an account, I'm not allowed to have one, so, yeah. But, yeah, video's over.